What's up guys, I just wanted to record this quick video on how we added over $100,000 in new MRR in 8 days. This would be a case study, so I'm gonna make myself smaller. This is the proof, right? You can see here in 8 days, this amount of members joined, this is the money that we were able to make, this is a public post of the client acknowledging this fact, and then this is the about page stats, as you can see, like pretty damn good. So the TLDR is basically that we build a low ticket acquisition funnel that without a single high ticket sale, because this is judged from low ticket straight to Skool community, generated $100,000 plus in new MRR and nearly $500,000 in long-term profit. Let me break down this math, right? So $114,000 collected in 8 days, 3,608 new customers acquired. We were able to scale MRR from 270K to about 374K. And all of this from a $25 per month called traffic offer during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. This is the long-term economics. So average churn from this cohort was 15%. Now, earlier, the churn was higher, but from this specific cohort at this specific price point, churn was around 15%. Lifetime value we calculated by price divided by churn. So it was $166 per member at a $31 CAC. So the total LTV from this cohort was around $600,000 with a $125,000 in ad spend. The profit is almost 500K, which is a 3.76 ROAS. And again, all of these numbers came before any upsells or high ticket sales. The front-end funnel funded itself, it grew the MRR and created a large pool of qualified buyers who then flowed into upsells afterward. And that was like mostly all profit, apart from like the cost of delivering the service. So a little bit of the context on this case study. As I've said, this kind of ours was doing around $270,000 in MRR at the time. And we'd been already working together for a couple of months, but Black Friday and Cyber Monday got closer and they wanted volume. They wanted the maximum number of paid members inside their community. So that became the moment to reveal everything. The offer, the funnel, the messaging, the ads, and the system obviously behind the ads. This is important context. They were not starting from zero. They were already doing almost $300,000 a month, okay? And they already had a real audience. They had almost 500,000 followers across the different platforms, and that's a huge advantage. So if you just started your Skool community yesterday, you're not going to replicate these numbers. It's almost impossible. And it's not because you're doing something wrong, but because you don't have the same starting point. So this video won't be the most useful place to start. But if you're a more advanced person, stay with me because you'll still pull some nuggets from how we approached it. So let's talk about the strategy and the execution. And a little disclaimer before we start. This is what we did, not what you should do. Take what makes sense for your situation, ignore the rest, and apply whatever fits your own context. This is not legal advice or anything. It's just that some people take everything too literally. So just take what makes sense for your situation. So the process that we followed was simple. We rebuilt the offer, we rebuilt the funnel, and started running ads. First, let's talk about the offer. The original price was $99 per month. What we did was repackage it, lock some content so existing members would not feel like they got bait and switched, and drop the price to $25 a month, which is basically a 75% discount. Now, I want to make a comment here. I am not a fan of decreasing the price. Personally, I don't do it. But this client had the idea and he wanted to do it. So we just stick to it, and as we can obviously see, it definitely worked. So as they say, there are many different paths to the top of the mountain. There's just not one. But yeah, if it were for me, I wouldn't have done this. I would have tried it in other way, but just hats off to the client because he saw the opportunity and we were able to capitalize on it. So we position it like a Black Friday deal. And that matters a lot because Black Friday is already a buying season. So on top of the discount, you get that extra urgency and momentum. The goal here was volume, as I've said, so the lower price point made sense. Because the creator already had an established audience, we could send traffic to the page without needing to educate core strangers from zero. So we didn't have to hit like all these crazy awareness levels in the ads. Once the offer was rebuilt, we rebuilt the funnel. We updated the entire about page to match the promotion. So the slides and the copy were all focused on that specific deal. and the result was a 7.41 conversion rate from ads, which is like really, really good, with around 55,000 about page visitors and roughly 4,000 new customers. So like these are really good numbers, pretty insane. And then we build the ads. At the time we were making around 10 to 20 new creatives per day. And because we were spending serious money, we were checking performance constantly, basically every hour. I remember this is a cool story. I remember back then, I think it was a Saturday, yes, just like the first day that we launched. I woke up at 2 a.m. just to start checking the ads because I was just like so excited about it, and we were doing so good, we were spending so much money. So I woke up at 2 a.m. to check the numbers and to start working. But my connection was really bad. My Wi-Fi was not working at all. So what I had to do is I grabbed my whole setup, and at the time was not just my MacBook. I had like a full PC and everything with the screens so I had to move my whole setup to another place in my house and at 2 a.m. so that I could start working. So I had to just grab the PC, grab the screens, grab the mic, grab the keyboard, the mouse, everything, and just move the whole setup with the table, the chairs, everything. I had to move the whole setup at 2 a.m. Luckily, the connection at that other place in my house was better, so I was able to start working right away. Now, this was about a year ago. With the newer meta changes like Andromeda, we would probably run it a bit differently today. But back then, our routine was simple. Every hour of the day, like literally every hour, we looked at what was working right now and we adjusted spend. We did not aggressively kill ads. We mainly moved the budget around. If an ad was getting more expensive, we reduced the spend. If an ad was performing, we increased the spend. Just a small percentage adjustment. We only killed ads when they were clearly dead and the costs were obviously out of line. And on top of that, as I've said, we kept feeding the machine with 10 to 20 new creatives per day. So these were the front-end results from November 29th to December 6th. 3,608 new customers acquired, $114,000 collected from the front-end offer. MRR grew from approximately 270 to around 374, and all of these numbers came from a $25 per month cold traffic entry offer. So, and these alone added $100,000 in new MRR. The lifetime value and the long-term profit, as we mentioned before, price around $25, churn around 15%. So LTV 25 divided by 0.15, 166. 166 multiplied by numbers of customers, $600,000. The profit after the ad spend, so 600,000 minus 125, 473, almost 500,000. And this is the key number. The front-end funnel produced nearly $500,000 in profit before any upsells or high-ticket offers were introduced. All of this money was created entirely from the low-ticket front-end funnel. None of the high-ticket sales or upsells were included. They are not included in these numbers. Those came later and simply added more profit. So I hope this was helpful, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try to read and reply to every single one of them. Take care. Bye-bye.